I want you to think about the last 90 days of operating your real estate business. And I want you to think about how many hours you've put in, how many homes you've shown, how many hours you've written, the entire back and forth, the clients who went cold, the deals that fall apart. And then I want you to ask yourself one honest question. Are you ahead? Or does it feel like you're running on a treadmill that someone else is controlling? Because here's the truth, no one in real estate wants to admit or talk about out loud. Working with buyers will keep you busy forever, but it will never set you free, never give you the freedom that you came into this business for. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly why agents stay stuck in that cycle, and more importantly, the shift that will change everything for you. So let me go ahead and paint a picture for you. And I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar at all in the comment below. You got into this business because you wanted what? You wanted freedom. You wanted flexibility. You wanted to be your own boss. You wanted to control your time and build something real. And for a while, it felt like you were doing so. It felt like it was possible to build that dream. But somewhere along the way, things completely shifted. You started picking up buyers because it felt easier. It was less confrontational. There was no pressure to win anything. You just show a house or two, write up an offer, and hope that the deal ends up closing. And before you knew it, that became your only way of operating the business. And now you find yourself waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning only to answer text messages. You're driving 45 minutes to show a house the buyer already decided they don't want before you even pull up into the driveway. You're writing offer number 7 on a house they're probably not going to get anyway, and you're doing all of this on a commission that isn't even guaranteed until the day of closing. You're working 60, sometimes even 70 hours a week, and at the end of the month, the number in your bank account does not reflect the amount of hours that you have put into this business. And here's what nobody tells you, and nobody told you when you got into real estate from the beginning. Nobody told you buyers are reactive. You react to their schedule. You react to their emotions. You react to the market. You react to the other agent. You are always reacting. And the worst part of it all is you already know this. You've known this for a while, but you keep telling yourself next month, I'll start focusing on listings. And then next month comes and nothing changes. You keep on running the same exact cycles over and over and over again. And look, I've personally been on over 40,000 one-on-one coaching calls with real estate agents from all over the country. And I'm telling you right now, the number one thing that keeps agents stuck is not the market. It's not the competition. It's not even the lack of leads. It's the identity gap. There's a gap between who you are right now and who you need to become to take listings consistently. And until you close that gap, nothing, not one script, not one strategy, not one CRM is going to move the needle in the direction you want to move it to. So let's talk about what this gap actually looks like. Like, Chadi, what the heck are you talking about? What is this identity gap that you are talking to me about when I came to watch this video because I want listings? And I'm going to share that with you. But first, I want to share something with you that I don't think any other real estate coach is talking about. And it's the thing that I believe separates agents who consistently take listings from agents who stay stuck forever. Again, I want to repeat, I want you to get this. It's not the script. It's not the marketing. It's not even the market knowledge whatsoever. It's the word identity. Identity. See, most agents approach listings like they approach buyers, reactively. A seller calls, they show up, they hope for the best, and when they don't get the listing, they tell themselves they need a better script or a better listing presentation or a better way of doing the CMA. But that's not the problem. The problem is that deep down inside, you don't see yourself as a listing agent. You see yourself as an agent who is trying to get the listing. And sellers can feel that. I promise you, sellers feel that energy the second you walk in the door. They don't know what to call it. They just call it a gut feeling. But what they're actually feeling is the difference between someone who shows up to prove themselves and someone who shows up already knowing who the heck they are, a top listing agent. So think about the top listing agent in your marketplace right now. The one who seems to get, listing after listing, the one whose sign is everywhere that you're driving. You've probably looked at them and you thought to yourself, what do they have that I do not have? I'll tell you exactly what it is that they have that you don't have. They have something called certainty. Not arrogance, not ego, certainty. They walk into a listing appointment knowing, not hoping, not wishing, knowing that the seller is going to sign with them. And that certainty is magnetic. It literally pulls people in to them. Now, here's the shift I need you to make if you want to become a top listing agent. That certainty isn't something, that people are born with. It's not something that they get from a better script or a fancier listing presentation. It's something they stepped into. It's something that they have decided. And you can make that decision right now. And I like to call it becoming the one. I call this becoming the one. The one is the truest, most powerful version of you as an agent. The version that isn't rattled by competition, isn't shaken by objections, isn't waiting for permission to lead. The one already knows the answer before the seller asks the question. The one walks in and the energy in the room shifts because they walked in. And here's what I need you to understand. The one isn't someone that you just magically become. The one is someone that you already are. Someone that you forgot about. Go ahead and think about the moments in your career when you felt unstoppable. When you walked out of an appointment and you already knew before they called you. When a client told you, I just knew you were the right agent. Those moments weren't accidents. That was the one, the better, more powerful version of you I call the one was showing up. The work isn't about becoming someone different. It's about removing everything that's covering up who you already are. What am I talking about? Talking about the fear, removing the self-doubt, removing the comparison, the I'm not ready yet, the maybe next month. All of that is not you. That's conditioning. That's noise. And here's the real problem with working with buyers exclusively. It reinforces the wrong identity. You've already labeled yourself as a buyer's agent, not a listing agent. And every time you chase a buyer around for 3 months and they buy with someone else, a little part of you starts to believe that this is just how it is. Every time you lose a listing because a seller chose the other agent with more reviews or the fancier presentation, you start to believe that you're not quite there yet. And you build your whole business on a foundation of reaction instead of intention. Look, listing agents don't just wait to be chosen. They choose. We choose. We decide who we want to work with. We decide the market. We decide the schedule. We decide who is in control. And that starts with one decision. The decision to see yourself as a listing agent before the results show up to prove it. Hey there, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you get a lot of value out of it. And if you're ready to take this information to a whole new level, like literally learn the art and the science of how to get one or more listings every single week, well, I got something for you. I'm going to be running a virtual event and you can register for it by clicking the link in the description below. So if you're ready to level up and become a top listing agent, you know exactly what to do. Let's go. Now, I know that sounds, simple and maybe even a little woo-woo crazy, but I have seen the shift happen in real time thousands of times. An agent decides, and I mean really goes in and makes a decision, and then they become a top listing agent. And within weeks, their conversations change, their energy changes, the way sellers respond to them changes, because when you change who you are, everything around you has to change with it. So before we talk about the system, before we talk about the tactics, I need you to make a decision right now. Are you a buyer's agent who wants to take some listings sometimes, or are you a listing agent who is done waiting? Let me know in the comments below. Make that declaration right now. Type in the comments, I am a top listing agent. That decision is everything. Let's make it public right now. All right, now let's get into the practical side of this conversation, because identity without action is nothing more than just a feeling, and we're not here for feelings. We're here for listings. We're here for closings. And I'm going to walk you through the exact shift I coach my clients through when they're making this transition step by step. So if you're taking notes, let's write down step number 1 right now. Declare your market. Yes, declare your market. Most agents are generalists. They work anywhere with anyone on any price point. And that's exactly why nobody thinks of them first. Listing agents own a little piece of the market. They pick a specific area, a zip code, a neighborhood, a price range, and they go deep, not wide. So right now, I want you to answer this question. Where do you want to be known? Where do you want to be known? Pick one area, one neighborhood, one community, one zip code, somewhere you either already have some presence or somewhere you want to build that presence in. That's your market. That's where you're going to plant your flag and say, this is my territory. I'm going to own it and I'm going to dominate it. And from this point forward, every conversation, every piece of content, every door knock, every call you make, it's to that market. This is how you start to build the identity of the listing expert in a specific place. Not a listing agent, the listing agent. And I want to repeat that one more time. Not a listing agent, the listing agent. So let's move on to step number 2. Build your authority before the appointment. Build up your authority before the appointment. Here's something most agents don't understand. The listing appointment is almost never, ever where you win or lose the listing. The listing appointment is where the seller confirms what they have already decided before you even knocked on that door. So look, before any seller sits down with you, they've already Googled you. They looked at your reviews. They've seen your social media. Maybe they've driven past your signs if you got some signs, or they haven't. And that's a problem. So your job then becomes to make sure that by the time you walk in that door, the seller already trusts you, already respects you, already feels like they know you. So here's what I want you to do. Start showing up in your market. Talking about making video content, even 60 seconds on your phone, walking around the neighborhood, doing and sharing some market updates, maybe some, hey, I just sold a property kind of post, maybe testimonials from your past clients. Look, you don't need a production team. What you need is some form of consistently showing up and showing your market that you are the expert in that marketplace, and that will win you more listings before you ever show up. Now, let me be a little bit more specific. 3 pieces of content a week minimum in your target market is what I want you to do. Do that for the next 90 days and watch how different your listing appointments are going to feel. You're going to walk in feeling like you are the expert. You're going to walk in like it's a no-brainer. Of course, they've seen all my stuff. They're going to want to work with me. And step number 3, I want you to get in front of sellers intentionally. Not accidentally, not when someone calls you. Get in front of sellers intentionally. See, this is where most agents freeze up. They know they should be prospecting. You know you should be prospecting. They know they should be calling on expired listings or, calling on for sale by owners or maybe even doing some door knocking, but they don't. Why? Because they're scared of rejection, or they don't know what to say, or they tell themselves they'll start when they feel more ready. Look, I'm going to tell you something that you need to hear right now. You're almost never ever going to feel ready. Confidence does not come before the action. Confidence comes from the action. And the agents that I personally coached who went from like 0 listings to like 1 listing a week didn't wait until they had the perfect script. They picked up the phone with a decent script and they got better with every single call they made. So here's the minimum viable prospecting plan I want you to begin with. Every single day, here on forward, after you watch this video, Monday through Friday, you're going to make 10 contacts in your target area that you've chosen. That's it. 10 contacts. It could be calls, it could be DMs, it could be door knocks. I just want it to be like 10 intentional contacts to homeowners in your target market. I just want you in action. And now if you run a little bit of math on that, that's 50 contacts a week. Take that a little bit further, that equals 200 people you're speaking to every single month. So over the course of like the next 12 months, it simply means that you've had 2,400 potential seller conversations in your target market area. Now, do you think 1 listing a week is possible from 2,400 intentional contacts? Absolutely. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is more than possible. So let's get into step number 4. Step number 4 is learn to have seller conversations, not sales pitches. Nobody wants to be sold to. And look, this is the one area, this is the one piece that separates great listing agents from average agents. And I say that because most agents show up to a seller conversation ready to pitch. That's just the nature of it. Ready to do a listing presentation, to present, ready to talk about their marketing plan and, their days on the market and, from the CMA and, going over their commission structure and how it's structured to get you more money and all that good stuff. And the seller is like literally sitting there thinking to themselves, I don't care about any of this stuff that you're talking about. I just want to know if you can sell my house and if I can trust you to do it. That's exactly what is going through the mind of the seller. And the best listing agents I know are not the best presenters. Huge admission. The best listing agents I personally know are not the best presenters. They're the best listeners. They know how to ask questions that make the seller feel like they finally found someone who actually understands them, someone who actually cares, someone who actually gets them. They're asking questions like, Mr. Seller, tell me, what is most important to you about the sale of this home? Mr. Seller, what would a perfect outcome look like for you? Mr. Seller, what's your biggest concern about putting your home on the market, if any? See, when you're asking questions like that, you're no longer there to impress them. You're there to understand them. And when they feel understood, guess what they're going to do? They are going to choose you every single time. And the 5th thing that you're going to need is you're going to have to build a follow-up system. So write that down. Step number 5, build a follow-up system. And the reason I want you to do that is because most listings are not won on the first contact. Like no matter how good you are, most sellers are talking to 2, 3, sometimes even 5 agents before they make a decision. And the agent who stays top of mind, who follows up with value, who keeps showing up, that's the agent who's going to get the call saying, hey, I've made my decision and I want you to come over so we can sign the paperwork. So after every seller interaction, whether it's a phone call or an appointment, you need a follow-up sequence. Minimum 3 touch points over the course of the next 7 days. Or better yet, I'll make it simpler for you every other day, whether it's a personal text message, a market update that's relevant to what's going on in their neighborhood, etc. Whether it's a quick video message that you got to shoot on your phone and send to them, It doesn't matter. Don't think you're being pushy, because when you do that, you're not being pushy. You're being professional. You're showing them what it looks like to have an agent who actually stays in their corner, on their side, thinking about what's best for them. So look, those are the 5 steps. Let me say them one more time as quickly as I possibly can to make sure that it sinks in your head so you can take action on them and step up and become a top listing agent. We said number 1, declare your market. Number 2, build your authority before the appointment. We said number 3, I want you to get in front of sellers intentionally every single day, 5 days a week. We said step number 4, have seller conversations, not sales pitches. And step number 5, build a follow-up system that you are going to follow every single day. Now, if I take a look at these 5 steps, everything that we talked about today, this isn't something that's complicated, but it does require commitment. And it requires you to show up as the one every single day, even when you don't feel like it. All right, so let me leave you with this. The shift from being a buyer's agent to becoming a listing agent is not a tactical shift. It's an identity shift. And the agent who make it because they've decided. Not because the market was right, not because they had the perfect script, not because they had a big database or a massive marketing budget. It's because they have decided. They looked at their life, they looked at their business, and they said, this is not who I am. I am built for more than this. And then they showed up every single day imperfectly, took imperfect action, even when they're feeling uncomfortable and sometimes, very fearful and very scared as the agent they decided to become. That, my friends, is what I call the one. The one isn't waiting for the results to show up before they believe it. The one believes it first and lets results follow their belief. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Who are you? Are you a buyer's agent who wants to take some listings sometimes? Or are you a listing agent right now, today, who is done waiting? The decision is yours, and it starts the second this video ends. And look, if you want the exact blueprint that I give my private coaching clients, the step-by-step system for getting one listing every single week predictably, I want you to go ahead and check the link at the top of the description below and register for my next Take More Listings virtual event. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hope to see you in the virtual event, and if not, on the next video. Take care.